Coming up on the Empowered Woman podcast.
I think an empowered woman is a woman who has clarity about her goals. I think an empowered woman is someone who is tenacious, but loving.
Yes.
I think an empowered woman is someone that lifts others up. We as women tend to be competitive by nature, and that's okay. But we win when we help each other win.
Welcome to the Empowered Woman podcast, the #1 show on visibility strategies for women entrepreneurs. If you want to get empowered to be seen, stand out on social media, stages, TV, and more to make an impact with your voice and business, you're in the right place. I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Marcia Spurk, and I'm your host, professional singer and visibility strategist. Welcome again, and let's dive into today's episode. One thing I don't talk about enough is the impact podcasting has had on my professional life and how it opened so many doors for me. So if you want to start a podcast or you want to level up your current one, then you need to work with my podcast strategist, Juliana Barbati. She owns a podcast marketing and production agency, and her team takes care of everything from editing and optimizing to scheduling for you, making this process a breeze for you. She's seriously the best. All her info is in the show notes. You can go to julianabarbati.com and tell her I sent you. Hey, neurodivergent entrepreneur. Do you feel overwhelmed and exhausted by your to-do list? Well, it's not your fault. Increase your ease, impact, and income by learning to work with the way you are wired. Take the Intensities quiz right now to understand more about yourself, get strength-based tips, and join free virtual support calls to tackle challenging tasks. Go to intensityhub.com right now to get started.
Hi, Amber. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hey, Marta, thank you so much. I'm blessed to be here.
Yes. So excited to learn more about you and have you share your awesomeness with my audience. Tell us who you are and what you do.
So I am a marketing strategist, and I empower entrepreneurs by taking the pain out of marketing. I have spent over 20 years in marketing as a fractional CMO, as an executive, in a variety of different industries. And what I found was that marketing was really overly complicated, and it just doesn't have to be.
I love that. Taking the pain out of marketing. That's a great tagline because there's lots of people that hear the word and they just want to run for the hills. So thank you for the work that you do. How did you get into this? Give us more of the backstory.
Sure. So I feel like I was born into it, Marta. I feel like it was just kind of destiny. I actually have a background in music and never saw myself being in marketing or in entrepreneurship as a whole. But I am a third generation entrepreneur, and I grew up in my family's home service companies. And after learning how to read on the back of a backhoe at many construction job sites with my dad and with my brothers, growing up and getting a college degree, coming home and realizing that if our phones didn't ring, we didn't eat. And so it became a really important part to learn how to strategically market our businesses. And so I learned through the school of hard knocks how to get the phone to ring, how to empower others with customer service, how to deploy messaging that would stand out apart from the competition that we were in. I was very blessed to start my own marketing company back in 2013. And I guess the lead generation worked because private equity picked us up in 2019. And so condition of sale for that was that I go with it. And then I had the pleasure of marketing on a national level for software as a service companies and national brands, national franchises. And then the greatest blessing of all happened, and I became a mom. Aww. And that's when I really decided that it was time to stop being a road warrior and start turning my attention towards home. And when I did some soul searching and realized who my people were, my people are entrepreneurs. I want to serve people who have a vision and a dream and protect them from marketing that doesn't work and give them systems to follow so that they have peace of mind in their businesses.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that journey. It's always fun to hear the beginnings or those turning points throughout that lead you to right now that you wouldn't have known right as it was happening. Yeah. But then when you look back, you're like, oh, that's why I got to doing what we're doing. Tell us more about the name of your business and, what inspired the name of the company and what makes it different from other marketing companies out there.
Sure. So Far Beyond Marketing came from a scripture verse that I love. My mother is actually a cancer survivor. And so when she was diagnosed with cancer and we had 11 oncologists tell us that she would be dead within 6 months, it was really difficult to hold on to hope. So during the journey of supporting her with the cancer diagnosis, I had to really lean into my faith. And so my faith is very important to me and it permeates everything that I do. And so when I was thinking about what to name my company, I realized that hope is something that's missing for a lot of people. And I wanted to be more than just a transactional business. I wanted to offer people far and beyond what they could hope or imagine because that's what was given to me. Praise God, my mom is still alive. And so we did walk through that journey, but I realized that faith and hope are often missing in an entrepreneurial journey. So that's why we named it Far Beyond Marketing, because we wanted people to expect more from a marketing partner.
That is beautiful. I love that. And I'm so grateful to hear about your mom as well. So I imagine my next thing was going to ask you about challenges. I now know that going through the entrepreneurial challenges and the roller coaster that we all go through, your faith has been very pivotal in that. Can you share with us some of the challenges that you have gone through? Because it's always good to hear. It's great to hear the success stories, but I think as entrepreneurs, it's great also to hear that it hasn't been an easy road, that there have been obstacles, but you're still here. So you have been able to overcome them. And those are great success stories for our listeners as well.
Absolutely. I really think that entrepreneurs are some of the most tenacious people on earth. We don't shy away from challenges. We just find a way to work through them or work around them. And so for me, there have been personal challenges such as imposter syndrome. Where's the next paycheck going to come from? Work-life balance as being a mom. These are all things that impact our mindset and impact our ability to stay focused on what needs to happen. For the tactile challenges in my business, it was, how do I find the right people? How do I come up with a product or service that my clients will find useful? How do I know who to trust in terms of outside vendor management when your name is on the line? Overcoming a lot of these challenges is just a process that as an entrepreneur, you have to step through one at a time and realize that if you just take the next right step in any of these scenarios, it does work out. And also recognizing that you don't get it right the first time around. Failure is part of learning. That's what I tell my 7-year-old. It's great to fail. You just continue to learn forward.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that is so true. This conversation is reminding me of a reel I saw recently. Another entrepreneur friend sent to me, and she said, owning a business is very spiritual because you have to have faith that the clients are going to come, that somebody's going to want and pay for what you have. Or when you say, thank you for contacting us, and you're a team of one, but you're already in faith that you're going to have more people in your team.
If we wait to take action until we have the answers, it will be paralysis by analysis. We will never take action. We just have to take that next step and figure it out.
And figure it out as we go, because that's how clarity comes. That is so true. Can you share with us some story clients? Because you said you figured out, I want to work with entrepreneurs and I want to empower entrepreneurs. What are some fun stories top of mind that come about different businesses that you've worked with?
Oh, goodness. We have had some really fun ones. And story is one of my specialties. So I have the privilege of being a StoryBrand guide. There are only 600 of us globally. And we follow a system of messaging called StoryBrand. It was created by Donald Miller. It's a great book that I recommend to everyone that's wanting to differentiate themselves in the competition. So let me think. One of my favorite stories is a franchisor that actually has over 600 locations nationwide. And they came to us because they couldn't figure out why they weren't getting more out of their marketing in their hyper local markets. They had a great national brand recognition, but why weren't they getting more lead generation? We actually started with their cost per call being around $700. And at the end of a 6-week period, we got it down to $65. So that was a really great win for us because we were able to prove to them that systems work, messaging matters, and tracking is really, really important. So that was a fun story. Another story of a client that I absolutely adore is just a one-shop HVAC client. He's here in my local town, and he came to me with a partnership that just wasn't working. He felt like he was getting the runaround from some agencies who wanted to put him in a track of templates. They promised, I'll just templatize your search engine optimization. I will give you a template of these keywords and it'll work. And he was on the verge of shutting his doors when he came and worked with us. We were able to work with him to reskin his website, to put some really good keyword analysis in place. And now his business is starting to climb. So my passion and heart is for those who just need something to work, who have tried it, maybe even been burned a little bit, And they need someone who's going to be really honest with them, because I tell my team, we're going to be brutally honest, even if it hurts. We're going to tell them what not to do as much as what to do.
Yeah. That's what you're being paid for, right? Is to help them see the gaps and fill in those gaps and get some results.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Would you like to be my next guest on the Empowered Woman podcast? Do you have a story you'd like to share? Want more visibility for your business on a show ranked in the top 0.5% in the world? Well, then head on over to martasperk.com/podcast guest for more information.
Well, now that you mentioned StoryBrand and Donald Miller, oh my gosh, I feel like that's the marketing Bible of all times. Everybody needs to read that. And since you're an expert, I'd love for you to break it down a little bit. And first of all, really encourage people to read the book, because every entrepreneur that calls themselves an entrepreneur needs to read that, because I mean, that's how our brain works, right? I mean, he breaks it down in the book so beautifully. Like, this is how human beings process information. You need to tell a story. Go watch movies and understand that there's a whole logical sequence and process. Anyways, I'd love for you to take it away and give your expert perception of that, because this is so needed. And I know people hear about storytelling a lot, but I don't think it could ever be too much to hammer it in that it's important.
So true. It's so true, Marta. So StoryBrand begins with the concept that we never want to be in conflict with our client. We want our client to be prime and center in the story of our business. The mistake that a lot of brands make is that they will start talking about what they do and who they are from the get-go. And something that Mr. Miller says is, if you stop talking about your client's problems, they will stop listening to you. So we want to always lead with the problem that our business can solve for our clients. And then we want to paint the story of what their life looks like after those problems are solved. And Donald Miller takes it a step further. He says there are three kinds of problems. There's a tactile problem that they're facing, like for a service company, maybe their HVAC unit is broken. But then there's an emotional problem that impacts them because of that tactile problem. My HVAC system is broken, and therefore I'm feeling scared because it's 100 degrees in my house and I have a newborn baby. Or I'm feeling stressed because I am a corporate working individual and I don't have time to wait for someone. This is an emotional implication based upon what they're experiencing. And then finally, the philosophical problem. Why is it just plain wrong that they are experiencing this negative emotion and tactile problem to begin with? If we will answer those three types of problems through our product and service, then they will feel better. So for me, it's far too many entrepreneurs have been ripped off by marketing that doesn't work, leaving them feeling frustrated and tired and unsure of how to invest in their business. Far Beyond Marketing offers a comprehensive marketing system, free consultation, and transparent customer service so that every entrepreneur we serve can stop worrying about their business and grow into what they want to experience. So that's how we StoryBrand our company. And I would like to encourage your listeners to do the same thing for theirs as well. And in fact, we have a free StoryBrand audit anyone can take from going to our website. They get a whole StoryBrand audit about what they can do to make their marketing better. And it's totally free.
Awesome. And we'll have that in the show notes. And this is perfect segue into, I want to talk about your book, because we're talking about Donald Miller's book, but tell us about your book. That's exciting. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. It took about a year to write, and it was something that God just laid on my heart. I feel like messaging resonates most when we find our own unique way to spell it out for people. No one wants to hear the same carbon copy. Yeah. And so my book is based upon the 4 C's of marketing. It's called the Far Beyond Marketing Guidebook, How to Stop Being Duped by Ineffective Marketing. And the first C of the book is copy. And I talk about the importance of story branding. The second C is consistent branding. It's not enough just to brand your business. You have to do it over and over again, because most people need to hear your brand 11 times before they'll ever take a single action. The third C is customer demographic. If you're branding your business to a bunch of 20-year-olds, but you want to reach the 50-year-olds, it's not going to work. So we need to know who our client is. And the fourth C is channel management. If you can't provide a repeatable service so that people will want to do business with you, a turn them and burn them approach does not work. So we want to make sure that not only are we targeted right, are we speaking to the right people? Are we speaking clearly in a way that has individually defined us? But are we serving our clients all the way through implementation again and again and again? So yeah, my book is an international bestseller on Amazon. It was so exciting. It's not a textbook, Marta. It is a read it over the weekend, stick it in your back pocket the next time you have to go to a meeting and thumb through the appendix to know, oh, that's what this means. This is how I can learn.
That's great. I love the name. I love the C's. And I love that you added in the piece about your offers, because I think that's one of the things that people don't really understand. Sometimes they think, and it goes back to, I'm going to be honest with you when you say your clients. If I see something that's just doesn't work, I'm going to tell you. And the problem is, I don't think all entrepreneurs are ready to be told that. And that's why they're just stuck in the marketing templates and all these people that dupe them.
Yeah.
Plus, the problem may not be in the marketing. The problem may be farther down, which is the actual offer that you have. So you can put all the sprinkles on top. It will fix the root cause.
Yes, I can give you the frosting and the sprinkles, but you're responsible for the cake. Absolutely.
Yeah, because I think that is a misconception when it comes to marketing, is that people think, well, just hire this agency and they're going to create my content and all the problems are going to be solved. And I will be the first to say that I have been one of those people, because sometimes the agencies have really good marketing. And then you're like, I'm going to hire this agency and they're going to solve my problem. But if you don't go in the route and talk about the offers and get real honest about the whole journey, like what you were saying, the different types of problems that the client has, the philosophical, the emotional, the tactical, that is amazing that you do all that work. So thank you for not only doing it, but then spreading it to wider audience via your book, which is very, very smart. And here in our show as well. So I like that.
Yes. I love powerful women. I love women who give back. And your show just really resonated with me for that reason. I really respect what you do.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so grateful to have you here. Well, tell us about next steps. Like, what are some of the things that you have going on in the future? What are some of the different ways? You said there is a free consultation that people can engage with. Do they find that in your website? Like, what are the different packages? How can people work with you? Give us the lowdown.
Yeah, absolutely. So by going to our website, farbeyondmarketing.com, you can get a complimentary downloadable marketing template that you can start using in your business today. It's a 12-month marketing template, no obligation. If you want to work with me, then all you have to do is book a complimentary consultation. We'll spend 30 minutes to 45 minutes talking about your business, making sure that we're a good fit for you, and then taking it to the next steps. We do have popular packages on our websites. We have the 90-day business accelerate, which a lot of people appreciate, because in 90 days, it's a pretty short commitment. We will walk you through what's missing in your marketing. We will implement things for you, and we will make sure that we leave you better than when we initially started working with you. Now, I do have to warn you that when you work with us for 90 days, we do tend to have a pretty high retention rate. So, we're very blessed in that way. And then lastly, for the people that would really love to do it themselves, I'm rolling out a digital course that goes along with my book. So starting towards the end of the month, we are going to be providing an annual course where people can pay one time, have access to all 5 of our modules, where we really dig deep and say, here's copy. We're doing it underneath the 4 C's. Here's how you implement your copy. It is literally something you can put on pause, go get some veggie snacks, watch it again, share it with people you work with, because we believe that when entrepreneurs are empowered with good marketing, their businesses will scale.
That's wonderful. I love all the different ways people can engage with you. They can find all of that on the website and find the book on Amazon, all different platforms. If they search for it, I'll be sure to put that in the show notes. That is so wonderful. I have one more question. That is something that you had input when we first connected, and now I'm super curious. What is your spirit animal?
Spirit animal. Oh my goodness. So I don't exactly have a high class background. We're just good, hardworking people. And so I really resonate with a raccoon.
Oh, that's so cute.
The little
raccoon for those that are listening.
I have a little 3D printed raccoon that my husband made me. I just feel like raccoons they don't get enough credit. They're a little bit chubby because they love food. And let's be honest, I mean, come on, I'd rather be happy. So I love good food. They like shiny little objects, and so do I. They will love you and cuddle with you, but they are not afraid to get scrappy if they need to. And that's how I feel about marketing. Let's have the fun conversations, but when it's time to protect someone's assets, we better get scrappy.
Yeah.
We are fighting for our customers every single day. So Raymond the raccoon, he's our little friend for our little spirit animal.
That is so cool. And they're very resourceful. They're very smart. They're very sneaky. They get things done.
They like cleanliness. I like things clean. Keep it simple.
Oh, that is so cool. I was not expecting that because usually people are like, oh, eagle, lion.
I'm too basic. Do you have a spirit animal? Do you have one?
That's a good question. It's kind of like the word of the year.
Okay.
Which may switch between, different ones. My kids like researching about animals and nocturnal animals. What are some of them? And one of my boys is really into wolves these days. So I guess I could be a wolf.
Yeah, I love it. Also very intelligent, pack oriented.
Yeah. Very fierce as well. So there you have it. My empowered woman, which now leads me to my $1 million question that I ask. Which I need to add. What's your spirit animal? To all my, and see what people say, especially when they don't know. Catch them on the spot.
Yeah, that's
That'd be fun, and then have to explain themselves. This is, I think, maybe not as hard. Are you ready?
I hope so. I don't know.
Amber, what is an empowered woman?
Oh, what a great question. Well, we as women have the ability to be incredibly transformative. I just think it's in our nature. We have babies, we raise humans, we build homes, we build businesses. I think an empowered woman is a woman who has clarity about her goals. I think an empowered woman is someone who is tenacious, but loving.
Yes.
I think an empowered woman is someone that lifts others up. We as women tend to be competitive by nature, and that's okay. But we win when we help each other win.
True.
So yeah, I think an empowered woman is a servant leader. And so often, women don't recognize themselves as leaders, Marta. And the bottom line is, if you're leading a home, you're a leader.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think she's a servant leader. I think she's tenacious. I think she has clear goals and vision, and she lifts other people up.
Mm-hmm. Servant leader. I love that. And what you said about being competitive, being something good. I actually saw a post by Olympic medalist Lindsey Vonn. She's a skier. She put up a post the other day and she said, a woman can be feminine, can be classy, beautiful, and competitive. And that's true. It's not, or it's and. We can do all of these things. So love that answer. Thank you so much for sharing with us. How can people connect with you? I will have all the info in the show notes, but in terms of where do you hang out the most, or if you have the company's Instagram or LinkedIn, where can people find you?
Absolutely. Find us on Instagram, find us on Facebook, find us on LinkedIn, farbeyondmarketing.com. Go to our website, farbeyondmarketing.com. Our handle is just Far Beyond Marketing. You can always connect with my book on Amazon or on the Far Beyond Marketing Guidebook, and we would love to help you win.
Wonderful. I love that so much. Thank you so much for sharing with us. This is great.
It was a pleasure. Thanks for having me, Marta.
Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope this episode empowered you. And if you enjoyed the show, please join the Empowered Woman community on Facebook and share with friends or leave a review on iTunes so more people can discover this empowering message. Until next time, bye.